Sometimes I cannot but wonder at what extraordinary beings we are, how our depth of thought, vision, fear, imagination can impact not only us so deeply, but others, our environment, more. I'm not thinking macro here, lest I fall into a pit of despair, but on a very personal, you and me floating around in space and trying to make sense of it all level. How incredibly large our feelings are, how incredibly amazing our hopes and dreams, how creative we are. That's it really, creative. We create all of this, all of the good and the bad, yes, on a larger scale, but also all the good and the bad and the utterly amazing on our tiny personal scale too. We have dreams, we have hopes, we have ideas, and sometimes we really go for them, doing what we can to make them a reality, to create them based on some electricity firing inside the grey matter behind our eyes and ears. Yeah, just pause for a moment and think about that. Feel it deep in your bones. It's more than a little magical, right? I've had lots of thoughts and dreams over my half century, as I know you have too. And I was thinking about that last night, laying awake in bed, the room lighter than usual with the glow of a full moon. And when I thought about my thoughts, tucked into a cozy Mobius strip of existentialism, I realised that most of them were twofold. How can I use my big, creative, wild heart to bring more connection into the world, to really deeply see the world and all the parts of it, to embody that connection with the creative might of nature and the wild kin I am here with now? And how can I share that with others? How can I gift that beauty? How can I bring others along with me? How can we be in this beauty and wonder together, safe and grounded and hopeful? How can we create together? How can we create honourings of these incredible creations we are a part of? I'm finding my way. I have all the creative ideas of a universe of thought and only the energy of a single human animal, and balancing that, being a chronically ill human animal too, can be challenging sometimes. And so freaking amazing, right? Because I get to connect with other incredible humans and the wild around me. I get to learn every day, and learning is such a gift. I get to share what I have learned. I get to learn some more because each of us has a beautifully rich and complex experience that I am so interested in. I am interested in you and your creativity and how you see the wild world. I was about to say that I am doing something a little stretchy at the moment, but to be honest, that seems to be happening on every day that ends with a Y at the moment. But these somethings are experiences and adventures that I'll be taking you along the ride for. Things that are going to take up the better part of a year for one, and probably a couple of years for the other, aside from the other things that I'm already doing. This morning I sat with the galah and the corella and the cockies outside and thought about nothing and everything and sipped my tea. I thought about how wonderful you are, how I have this community of like-minded souls who value pause and presence and the land and the beings we share it with. and it felt enormous and beautifully intimate all at once. I'm learning every day how important it is to lean into that, the wonder, to allow awe at seeing something small you didn't see yesterday, the glint of dew on a spider's web, the changing green in the leaves, the birds sifting through seed to find their favourite, the dandelion puff that escaped the neighbour's mower. To allow those big feelings to move through you as you recognise the powerful expanse of sharing this experience of being right here, right now with untold other beings. To relish in the vastness and affinity and simple creative act of thought. Now I write these words to send to you through the almost unimaginable act of fibre optics and satellites and things that whiz and gurr, but I'll pretend that it's on the back of a pigeon instead, or in a bottle on the sea, and then I'll pick up my pencils and see who decides to fall out of them today. And I think that I will be thinking of you while I create.